Hello again, my lovelies. It's me again, the Rambling Needlewoman, and today I have a little bit of rambling or ranting to do because I have some thread and I want to see how it behaves. I want to do a touchy-feely. I want to do some checking. This is my usual DMC. I bought it last week, so it's fresh off the shelf from the fabric store, my local one. And this is something I bought from a certain worldwide, what shall we call it? I bought it off a certain auction site, let's leave it at that. It's been around for years and I'm not going to endorse anyone here. I'm not going to say anything about it, but I've heard lots of people actually liking to stitch with this off-brand thread here, so I wanted to see a little bit what it's all about. The first thing that strikes me is the color. It's a 666 and I bought it specifically because I know reds can be a challenge, and it came out of the box like this. It's just a one label here. It has the washing instructions, so it says you actually 95 degrees centigrade you can wash it on, and it's no composition here. It doesn't state any length and it doesn't say anything, but where I bought it from, it was labelled or advertised as 100% pure cotton, and it was labelled as also DMC colours, so it should be an exact DMC colour but off-brand. It doesn't even say where it's made, so I know as much as you do. But the first thing, it's a little bit difficult to show you on camera. The colours are slightly off. This could be due to dye lots, of course, but also it's a different shine to it and also a very different feel. This feels like cotton. If you touch your cotton t-shirt or any smooth cotton fabric, you instinctively know this feel. This is a little bit too smooth. It's a little bit, I'm hesitant to use the word synthetic, but it's a little bit too smooth. Of course, it could be very processed and very chemically treated. The second thing is I snagged it when I opened the parcel, so it appears to be rather thick, the individual strands. Very twisty. Let's see if I can find my scissors, my stork scissors. Oh, the stork scissors, they actually have quite a nifty history. They started out as umbilical clamps, sorry, do that again, umbilical clamps that midwives used 18th, 19th century, and you know, whenever a labour would take its time and the baby wouldn't come out as quickly as everybody else wanted, the midwives often used their work time to do some stitching or other needlework, and they had these stork scissors, and some ancient ones or antiques. When you open them, it has a little compartment here and you can actually see a itty-bitty baby. I've always wanted one of those, but I haven't found it yet, so if anyone knows where I can find one of these with the baby, please tell me, drop a comment so I can get one of those. Even if it's a replica, I don't mind. I just want a proper stork scissor with the baby. Now, enough of the rambling again. So let's see, back to the thread. It's very twisty and it's a bit frays a bit. Twisty, turny. And it's a bit, see if we can do this properly on camera. They look a bit fat, if I can call it that, chubby. I'm just going to put this here, and I'm going to find one of these. Now this is one of those you call pull skeins. So on the DMC, if you find this long label and you find this end, it pulls out really easily. So that's another thing I like about the DMC. It's always easy to find an end. Let's see if I can tease up. Okay, this isn't as twisty, but of course I knew that because I do stitch a lot with DMC. So here we go. I have just one strand here of DMC, and then this unbranded, no name thingamajimmy. Oops, sorry. There is a slight difference to the DMC, which is to your left here. It's twisted harder, and the one on the right, it is a bit thicker and it is a bit unevenly twisted, perhaps, or at least it's a bit looser at least. So now I've made a proper mess of this. I'm just going to twiddle these away. I did some stitching with both of these previously because I want to see how or if they bleed any colors. I'm also going to do a burn test, and I'm a little bit, again, hesitant on which one I should pick out first. So I think I'm going to do this one and find the end again. This was not easy to find. Oh, there is the end. Now, again, I'm going to say this seriously. Do not do this at home, because it's not something you ought to do whenever you're playing around with fire. But it's a handy test. At least do it outside if you're going to test. So I'll just some thread here and tweezers because I don't want to. And this is just an aluminium foil tray with, let's see if I can relight the candle here. Now, right then, I've lighted the candle again. It went out on me. And I put it in an aluminium foil tray here. And don't do this at home. If you're going to do it outside. I am not taking any responsibilities for what you do in your own home. I do have jars of water here, so if anything goes wrong, I can extinguish this. So this was the off-brand 666, and it is a nice test. So you can, I'll put it like this, it's a do-it-at-home test to see if anything is within what you think you've bought. Synthetics, they melt, they don't burn, and it does have a distinct smell, and it doesn't really give off any ash or anything. It gives off a melted pearl. So let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah, it stinks. Now this really stinks, and it caught fire and melted, and you see, there we go, nice clean garden nails, and it's a hard melted pearl there. This is not cotton, this is synthetic. It's some sort of nylon, polyester, most likely a composite material. It doesn't, oh gosh, the smell is horrid. I'm so glad you don't have smell-o-vision, because this is, oh, it's proper nasty. It's burnt plastic. Yuck. So, and then we're going to do the same with the cotton DMC. The reason I light a candle is, first of all, I have a flame going on. I don't need to relight a match or anything. And also, matches does give off a bit of a smell. So if you're reliant on smell, the match can throw you off. So again, tweezers. Now let's see what this natural... Cotton is a natural plant fibre. Okay, this burns. And I'm not sure if you can see this. Tiny ashy end there. Moving ever so slightly in the breeze because the window's open. There we go. See, that's where I extinguished the flame with my tweezers. Look at this tiny ashy, and it just disintegrates. And it smells a little burnt paper. Bit of, yeah, I'm gonna say burnt paper. And you know, this one really ignited and it burnt easily. And it's very flaky ash, and you see the end here. After now I've burned the ends, I can still tease out the individual strands. On this one, there's no way I can tease out anything from this hardened bit of plastic here. It's a bit like an aglet. You know that plasticky thing you have on your end of a shoelace? It's called an aglet, and this is the same thing also what you would do on a rope to stop it from fraying. Again, this is definitely synthetic despite being labelled as 100% cotton. Now, just for fun, this is a bit interesting thread. This is linen or flax. This is a natural fibre. Linen is grass. It has lovely little blue flowers, and you can make it into thread or fabrics, and it makes lovely dishcloths actually. So let's see what this does. See if I can, there we go. That ignites easily. Oh, that definitely smells burnt paper. A bit grassy, like if you burnt some hay or anything, and there's no surprise it smells like burnt grass, considering it is a grass, although it's been treated quite heavily to make it stitchable. This is, you know, it's made into a thread and then coloured, spun, so yeah, it's very nice. Also, I have a vast stitch storage, and this is some silk, and this is made in West Germany. It says something about the age, and it is 100% silk. And just for fun, I'm going to open this one. I've had this for some years. I bought it, I think I bought it in Italy actually, from a store that had loads of old stuff. Gutmann, that's a German brand, they have loads of nice threads, especially if you play around with sewing machines and stuff. They have loads of nice threads. And this is a silk, and it's you can sort of feel it because it's smooth, but it's not as smooth as a synthetic fibre. It has a little bit of resistance to it. I'm going to do a burning test again. Oh, that was fast. And it smells like burnt hair. If you ever get your hair caught in a candle or anything, that's definitely that smell. It burns really fast. And it has a very flaky ash. And I also have, this is also an embroidery yarn. This is wool. I got some from my mother-in-law. She's going to teach me to do some cool work, I think you call it in English, for a very exciting project I'm going to share with you later on. It's a different kind of stitch, and this is wool. Oh, also fast burning and stinky. I'm talking burnt hair again, and same ash feeling as the silk. That's very dark ash and flaky. Yes. Not quite sure which of these two beads were the silk and which one was the wool, but they do appear to be the same. Bit hard, dark, ashy, flaky. So that was the burn test. And for the next one, I'm just going to blow up my candle here. Don't want any fires going on. I did some stitching with both the 666 DMC, which this is water, and I just put them in some ramekins because that was the only thing I had that was properly white background. And a paper napkin here. And I just want to see, is there any colour bleeding or anything funky going on? So this one was the DMC. I'm going to fish out both of them here. Put them down there. I can't see any discoloration in the water on either one of these. Obviously, I'm sorry I did this off camera for you, sorry. So no discoloration on water. It appears to be no discoloration on the fabric here. This is just some scrap linen I stitched really easily. Ran out of thread down there, so, and I didn't frayed check or anything. I just popped down some stitches. So, and also this was just a piece of thread I cut off. Do a squeeze. No colours, no bleeding, no funky business going on. So that means this is colour fast. I can wash it, I can wear it, it doesn't bleed, and it doesn't give off any colours to ruin a potential big project. So napkin, and then for our unlabeled 666. And you can see what's going on here. We have massive colour bleeding going on. This is, you can see, I haven't touched it, I just popped it into water. And you can see, I'm not sure if they've used excess colour and not rinsed properly, or if it's just the way they do it. Honestly, I'm sorry, I have no idea. But we also have something going on. This is stitched just with the 2 strands, as you've seen me done numerous times. I do with the loop start. But I am hesitant here. You can see if we can do this. There is colour going on here that is just from the one tiny bit of thread stitch on some linen. And this is really giving off colour. It appears it's pinker in off camera, I'm sorry. It seems the colours are a bit where in this lightning. See, just going to do a bit of a press down here, and we can see it's giving off colour and something. It's a slight pinkish tint, but it's also giving off some, I'm not quite sure what it is, something dark. And I'm not sure if this actually bled a bit. It doesn't seem as, yeah, it has bled. So the entire fabric is slightly pink. I'm going to leave this to dry and see if it betters off. But also this is, it gave off quite a lot of colour. So it's slight pinkish sheen to this napkin that is a little bit hard to see in this light, I'm sorry. So that was all for today. Just wanted to show you these. So, and as per usual, today's mostly apples is actually mostly Italian grapes in a grape glass. So chin chin everyone, stay safe, have fun. Any questions or comments, drop them in the below section. Why do I keep saying drop them in the below section? Of course, I do mean drop them in the section below. It's probably my Norwegian heritage showing through the language again. So sorry, but chin chin everyone. Chai.